The more you kind of take off all the masks and jackets and stuff, you can attract your tribe. But it's easier said than done, right? A lot of people are just so worried of being found out about who they truly are, but that is the essence of what's going to get them that community. So, do you have any tips for someone who wants to share so much, but they're afraid and they're being told all these things like do this and do this real, but they really just have like their own message, but they're afraid to share it?
Yeah, I mean, those people should be on my email list because
Yeah.
I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just like to, as some backup for your listeners' background, I am like very open and vulnerable with my email list. And that's probably the most consistent feedback that I get from my subscribers is like they're really grateful to have this sort of behind the scenes look at what it's really like to have a business and like what's happening, in my actual day to day while it's happening. Not like, because a lot of entrepreneurs will share from like, the other side when they've like figured it all out. And then it's like this bullshit rags to riches story. So something I've actually never read Brene Brown, but my subscribers often quote her to me. And I know she's said something about how being vulnerable inspires others to be vulnerable. And I've definitely noticed that with my emails, but someone does have to go first. And it has been like really the number one most rewarding thing about my business is to like allow myself to be vulnerable and be seen and loved in spite of how like messy I am and how like inconsistent I have been sometimes. Like it is just like such a like really a very very healing and beautiful thing. And I think as entrepreneurs, like we spend a lot of time talking about like maximizing our revenue and blah blah blah, and we don't spend a lot of time talking about like how much joy our businesses can bring to us, like how much like growth and healing there is there. But being an entrepreneur, as you know, Gloria, is like fundamentally like a growth experience and personal growth. Like you can't keep going in your business and not like grow from it. And that for me, like that's been one of the like greatest, places where I've gotten this growth and healing and joy and connection is by like really sharing what's meaningful to me. And that's really like if what sets you apart from your competitors, like those things that you're a little bit afraid to say, or like how would you, I think a good question, and I think I got this from another copywriter, Laura Belgray. I think it was her that said, like, how would you explain your business if you didn't care like what someone said or how they reacted? And whenever I ask a client that question, they'll immediately be like, oh, it's this. And they'll tell me like some bullshit about their industry that like everybody believes and nobody talks about. And I'm like, oh, that's the thing that you should probably be talking about.
I mean, leaders take a stance, right? And you're gonna get some haters, but I almost feel like if you get some haters, that's a sign you're going in the right way. Because if you appeal to everyone, then you absolutely appeal to no one, and you're never gonna find that tribe.